let's talk about trading Trey Lance.
Well, right. If Jimmy's your guy, then trade Trey Lance and
let's talk about trading
get something from him and
yeah. If Jimmy's your guy and you want to give him a chance to win a Super Bowl, get rid of Trey Lance. They won't. But that's what this is coming down to. If you really want to talk about keeping Jimmy Garoppolo, then you got to trade Trey Lance. And here's why they won't do that: because you're selling low. You traded him for you traded 3 firsts and a third for him, and to give up on him now, what would they get back in a trade for Trey Lance now? Because the perception is that you don't like him anymore.
So here's the thing, though.
Would you even get a first round pick for him?
I think you might be able to get a one because this QB class this year is not very good. So you might be able to get it. You could probably get a one from him.
Could you get the first pick in the draft? No, he hasn't shown anything. He hasn't shown anything. In fact, all he's shown is that the Niners don't trust him. That's what they've shown. So the thing is, the Niners are a sunk cost fallacy team. They do not admit mistakes, and they will not cut their losses. They didn't do it with Jimmy. They rode that till the very end, and they're not done riding that. I mean, they're going to ride that till the wheels fall off. Trading Trey Lance would be selling low and admitting a mistake, and they will not do that. So the reason I feel like whoever is pushing this, Jimmy Garoppolo needs to stay and is going to lose, because the Niners ultimately aren't going to just admit that they were wrong on Trey Lance. They can put it off, but eventually they're going to want to show that they were right about him and prove that they weren't ridiculous for spending all that capital on him. Eventually they will.
Yeah,
that's how they work.
In 4 years.
4 years.
In
4 years. Yeah. But again, it's doing Jimmy Garoppolo a disservice to bring him back next year and keep Trey Lance on the bench. It's too much money. It's too much. It's not like the 80s when you had Joe Montana and Steve Young and there's no salary cap and neither of them making that much money anyway because it's the freaking 80s. It's different. It's different. The Niners have 17% of their cap space tied up into 2 players, one of whom doesn't play. It's too much.
Yeah, you could see like Jimmy Garoppolo going to another team. Like I'm trying to think. Like let's just say if the Browns moved on from and he went to the Browns on a far cheaper cost, and then
that's what I'm saying.
And then he'd start winning. And people, we love Jimmy Garoppolo. Like
I think that might happen because we know Cleveland wanted him, right? Cleveland tried to trade for Jimmy before they got a Baker Mayfield, and the Patriots snubbed him. That was reported, so they could still be interested. Jimmy Garoppolo would do a lot of what Baker does with a little less arm strength for maybe half the price. That would be a good move for them.
Right. And plus, if you traded Baker Mayfield, get something back from him, now I get a quarterback that can just manage the game and again, like far cheaper price.
Yeah, on a modest third contract is way different than Jimmy Garoppolo on his second contract, which initially made him the highest paid player in the league. Way different thing. Way different thing. People always say like, where do you rank Jimmy Garoppolo in terms of quarterbacks? That's not the question. That's not the question. The issue with Jimmy, he's a double whammy. He's limited and he's overpaid. That's a double whammy. If he were limited and cost effective, like Mac Jones, you'd be like, we can win a Super Bowl with this guy if our team's good enough. Who cares? But if he's limited and too expensive, you're boat sinking. You're boat sinking. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But I don't
advise them to trade Trey Lance. I advise them to play Trey Lance right now. But I'm just saying, if you guys really want to go down this route and stick with Jimmy because you kind of like limited, mediocre skill sets, fine. The Patriots like that too. You don't pay for it though. You don't pay for it. Make it worth your while financially. That's all I'm saying. I don't care. I'd rather have Trey Lance, but the Niners don't seem to know what they want.